Hey y'all, it's me, Mo9. Hey. So today I am doing a reading on the elements and elemental magic. Okay, so there's a few things here. Y'all see it, I see it, and if you really see it, you see it. Um, the elements are reclaiming space, they're reclaiming their things. Um, a whole gang of forest fires. You know, natural disasters are getting worse. It's just like a backlash of, global warming. So, Earth acclimates to, and the elements acclimate to what they're being given. So, what is all on here? Okay. So they're acclimating to what they're being given, and there's a little reclaiming that's coming back. So I am going to do pick a card, and I'm going to start with a collective read with 111 on the clock. So pay attention to the collective read if you want to. If not, go ahead and go forward to your pile. The collective read is about how the elements are just kind of reclaiming space, themselves, what things to expect, El Nino, all that stuff, things to expect, how to adapt. And then the pick a card is for those of us who do magic and work with the elements, which element is best aligned with you and how you can utilize it. So yeah, there's 5 here because some of you utilize all the elements. I did not put ether in this at all. Ether is something that will be more represented with somebody who can utilize all elements. But maybe I'll do ether next time. Okay. My cat has been scratching this. This cat is wild and cute. Okay, let's get it started with the collective read. I'm using my Black Cat Tarot, or the Black Cat Tarot. Got the 3 of Cups, 7 of Swords, ooh, Queen of Swords, and Judgment. I'm going to clarify this 3 of Cups and 7 of Swords. Ace of Wands. Your communities are communities are creating strategies. They're passionate about money, growth. And these elements bring your revelations to what really matters. There were a lot of things done hastily for financial gain to be considered top dog. It's giving materialism, right? And that's the story, right? But here are the revelations that are coming to light. That time is over. I don't know why 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing came up in my mind. I'm in the trap. I don't know why that was there. But these revelations are bringing endings. These elements are bringing endings, and the animal kingdom that's aligned with them are joining in with the queen or with the empress here. So animal kingdom joining in. They are parts of the elements. They're probably more aligned with the elements than most of us. So that is actually something that comes up in the pick a card for a lot of y'all. So, mother. This empress is giving the great mother. Is taking charge. Exposing these tactics. Exposing the uselessness of certain things. And why other things are more important than financial gain, materialism. And this allows people to communicate about it. And that way we could actually communicate more about what we actually need, opposed to frivolous things. Frivolous things. Like, luxury is not a diamond chain. It's chilling in nature near a fucking river or whatever. It's different for everybody, but it's definitely not what we think it is. Ooh, not necessarily like not what we think it is. It's more like not what we've been taught luxury is. So we're coming to a healthier understanding of our emotional needs, our emotional boundaries. The water element will be doing a lot of taming this El Nino, okay? I keep telling people these hurricanes are about to go up, okay? They already started, but these are the little bitty weak ones. This is like El Nino sneeze. El Nino hasn't even coughed yet. It's about to be warped. And the water element, which I am going to talk about if you do get a water element, is very much like, what's the word? What am I thinking? Oh, with water element, ice, snow. So these winters is about to be up. Like, I'm not playing with y'all. Winter is about to be crazy. Okay. So prepare yourself. That's just about to be taming. If you've got a big old ego, winter's not your friend. It's going to be up. Earth element is needing healing, but the earth element is fulfilling its own wishes for woundedness. So these fires, with the magician, I hate to say it like this, because not some of these fires are manipulated. They're being, yeah, somebody wants, I don't know. Okay, I'm not going into that. That's a different read. Let's go into something else. For a fire element, there's a lot of earth healing that needs to happen. It will happen. Those of you who are gonna stick out for the pick a card, you'll get information on how you can be a part of that. But it's going to happen with a lot of heartache. Oh, there's a lot of healing that's gonna need to happen around it. There's a lot of like earth wound healing that needs to be taken charge of. With the Chariot there, it's like there needs to be, it's being taken charge of. How so? Oh, people are taking on the responsibilities and like they're pointing the responsibilities to where they lie. Like who is responsible for these earth wounds, and those people will be held accountable. Yeah, we the people shall be a part of, we the people coming together and shall be a part of earth healing, which will lead to air healing, which is like what's next. Yeah, people are coming together to be smarter about what they do with the elements. Um, so yeah, there's a coming together to heal that will be happening, especially with air pollution, especially with earth and air pollution, water, of course. But water is going to be like, honestly, with earth and air, as air healing, it's going to be like the people coming together to make this happen, blah, blah, blah. But with water, water is going to be like, I just beat y'all asses. Kind of sounds like a water sign. I just whoop y'all, and then you can figure it out, and I'll set the boundary, and then you'll be like, ow, that hurts. All of these are coming with like natural disasters, so it's very serious. Like lives have been already taken by fires and natural disasters, so it is very serious. That's just how I talk, but like it is actually very serious. Earth, air, water, heart. We talked about fire. Ooh, this fire stuff, it's bad news. We have, it's all, okay. This fire thing that's coming up, it's a lot of things. It's gonna create a lot of displacement. It's displacing things, but I feel like it keeps coming up that a lot of these fires are for financial gain. But a lot of people are going to be able to rebuild, um, despite manipulation. Yeah, they'll be able to move forward with this Knight of Wands. They'll be able to be more adventurous about what they're doing. And I feel like a lot of people who are trying to get financial gain from these like fires, they're not going to. They're going to have to fix that. Why are they going to have to heal that? They're not going to be able to, because too many people are going to be like, nope, I'm healing and fixing myself and what I'm building. You can't have it. That must be the like Hawaii stuff. But what about Canada? Canada's on fire too. There's something going on, but these firefighters are being blocked. It's some kind of land grab. Some of these fires are like purposefully. Some of these fires, let me see if I can try not to show my burn on my thingy. You know, I still haven't fixed it or just rotated the cloth. It's who I am. I don't want to. I do what I want when I feel called to. And sometimes when I don't feel called to, I do feel called to, I don't do it. And spirit kicks me in the butt. Anyways, these fires, some of them are, it's giving manipulation. It's giving a power play. It's giving land grab for some of these fires. Yeah, for wanting a success. People are defending themselves, defending their space, the land they own. Ugh, gross. So, those were the things to expect from each element. How will let this thing affect most? This is the World card. I asked how these elements reclaiming themselves would affect the collective, and the World card came out. Do you know how beautiful that is? Do you know how pertinent that is? That's wild. It will show the world the truth. The truth. The truth. Like what that a lot of our jobs and spaces and the things that we have to do to just get by is a lot of busy work. It's busy work, and it's just keeping us busy while the world crumbles. Well, not the world crumbles, but while the world needs us. So this is like elemental caramel, caramel, uh, elemental karma, elemental rage, ancestral reclaiming. A lot of snowy mountaintops, baby. Yes. It's okay though, because this is going to bring a lot of peace and solace to the like hectic craziness that has been happening. And it's going to realign things. It's going to bring more harmony to things, because that is what is needed. We have to heal from the casualties and the losses. For those of us who are magical people, I don't know why you would be watching this if you're not. This is for magical people, or people who do magic, people who consider themselves witchy. There will be losses, so it's important too, as things that we are, if you're someone who part of your healing magic is dealing with that, or just prayer or anything like that, is just to allow those people to transition, pray for these people, pray for their families, and then like do things that you can to help if you can. If you can't physically do it, I know people are like, your prayers don't mean anything, but those people aren't magical, and they've also never used their magic. So your prayers will help. Sending out that magical energy will help. Lighting that candle vigil will help. But with the right intentions. Let's see. Any sort of vigil intentions that can be done. Oh, the Sun card. Exactly. And the Four of Wands. This is very much giving them space for joy, celebrating the people as they were when they lived, honoring them as they lived, honoring them as who they are, not as how they were lost. Praying and doing spell work for people to get help, doing things to assist if you can, if you have the capacity yourself. Those kind of things will be helpful for the losses. These dictators so blocked. So those of you who do magic, you can do things to kind of like block or offset these dictators, but make sure you protect yourself. You could do things to protect people from dictators or oppressors, or people trying to control them while they're dealing with grief. Protection magic, yes, every day, all day, all nights, every night. Yep, with the Queen of Swords, if you got to put a little spice on that protection magic, do what you got to do to keep people protected. This is a call to healers. That was the collective read. Okay, we're gonna go into the pick a card portion of this and go through each person and their element, or each pile and whatever element you're drawn to. Okay. let's go ahead and go through the selections. These are all things I painted, bookmarks that I've painted. Most of these are on my website. These two, however, have already been claimed. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, but here we are. We've got the first pile here, pile 1. It is a snowy mountaintop in the moonlit night. We got pile 2, a rainy mountaintop on a snowy moonlit night. And then we've got pile 3 here. This is the mountain view of a lake. Pile 4, this is a mountain view of a river. And pile 5, this is a sunset mountain view. Go ahead and pick whichever pile that you are drawn to most, and I will see you at your pile. 2121 was on the clock. Make sure you, look up that numerology. What's up, pile 1? We got a lot going. I know you're like, just tell me what my element is. All right, I'll tell you what your element is. You got all the elements. So you, during this time or whenever, make sure you always keep your protection up. But and don't make fun of my handwriting also. Thank you. Or spelling. Thank you. Okay, so we got astral travel and thought. Extremely self-aware. Be aware of your shadow self. Be aware of how your shadow self can protect you. So you can call on all the elements, but you must use them wisely. You must use them to reclaim, protect. Ether is part of that. Again, I didn't use ether in this. I kept it pretty simple, but you know it's popping out in the next read, period. There were some things that came up in pre-shuffle for you. You may look young, you may act young. People may think you just a childish sometimes, a little baby child, idiot, old wonkadoo. You're not wet behind the ears at all. In fact, someone who can handle all the elements and are wise in all the elements, they're actually really old souls. I mean, you might be a young soul and just be able to claim it, but I think it takes a few lifetimes to get that shit right. Or maybe you got it off the bat. I don't know. Anyways, you're a funny person. If you are someone who identifies as a woman, you're a funny woman, and that was like pointed out because of patriarchy. Like, funny women are supposed to be like some sort of like, I don't know, monolith or something. I don't know. People give you that tag of like the funny one, and sometimes it's intimidating to be the funny woman. I don't know. It's just a weird thing that came up. You could be that it person, like very popular, or you walk into a room and you're well known. People see you. Sorry to say it, people notice you. If you're trying to hide, you couldn't rob a bank. You better hide your face, because you cannot rob a bank. It'd be out of town. You'd be like, oh, I know. They'd be like, oh, I know that bit. Anyways, you know what came up? Debonair with 2424 on the clock. Y'all got the synchronicities. Okay, you probably have a lot of synchronicities in your life. You know your magic. Got you. Okay, so, but it came up like very French. It was like debonair. It was like very French. So you may have like some French heritage, or there may be something with that in your life. A cold French night. Okay, so If you have people envying you, it's because they're fake. If you ever run into a hater, they're a fake person. If they try to come for you, all of a sudden you're like, what is this? Why is this happening all of a sudden? I don't know you. I don't know you. They're fake. They're fake. They're just a fake person, and like they see your authenticity that you don't really try as hard as they do, and it makes them angry. So they try to discredit you. Also, it threatens the way they are or who they are, so they try to discredit you. Um, some things came up. Some people are fake funny and just conversationalists, and they can see why you're hurting. So if you ever like talk to people, you probably like really just honest about any sort of like sadness you've experienced, how you think about the world. You're just like, I don't mind being morbid. You have this thing. You're not afraid of your pain or your hurt or your sorrow. These two are like additional things we're going to do at the end. But let's get into the elemental magic that you can be doing right now. And we'll start with this astral travel and thought. If you are an astral travel-y person, this is a good time to do it. But you're doing it for things to nurture things, to so make sure you're doing spells, astral travel, and things that are nurturing, things that are helpful, things that nurture spaces, yourself, help things grow, um, help things feel safe, creating safety. And then allow yourself to be the protector, the wise one. Actually, both of these are wise. They both show wisdom. So make sure you're sharing wisdom of balance, of truth, of honesty, of direction. These two, one aligned, they are great warriors. They are great protectors. They're able to help each other along their shadow aspects. This will also help you find a counterpart, or you can also do this with your counterpart if you are someone who does magic with their counterpart. This is this astral travel, astral thought, astral presence is something to help you communicate emotional intelligence and wisdom. This is something to use wisely, because if you don't use it wisely, you'll lose your mind. You'll go crazy, and you've been told. So, with great power comes great responsibilities. So you need to be able to use your emotional intelligence. You need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to use your wisdom. Tap into your elements, all elements, especially the water element for communication. Also, you're helping people cut through illusions. You're helping people cut through illusions. Kindly. Your self-awareness brings you love. You can teach people how to love each other and love themselves with just by your self-awareness alone. Okay. Excuse me. So we're gonna go over shadow. Being aware of your shadow self and using your shadow self to protect you. My daughter has a spoon and tea, so she's spinning it. You're gonna hear that clicking the entirety of the time. You got the Temperance and the Ace of Wands. So the goal here is peace, but you need to also be patient. The goal here is peace. You need to be peace. Peace needs to be the guiding factor here. Your shadow self is for protecting especially your finances of your home, but don't make you be lost and stuck in your cave so much that you don't have fun. Don't be such the protector that you forget that you are also still in your human form. You need to experience joy, happiness, fun, popping, twerking, whatever you do. Whatever you do. Got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Yes, again, for the message. The message is peace. The message is being led by harmony and peace. Wanting more harmony. Taking your time, not... and you can take your time with this. You shouldn't feel rushed along this journey. As a shadow protector... You got the Two of Pentacles and the Chariot. You're going to be balanced between the two. So, stay focused. Don't do it for the accolades. Don't do it for... Ooh. Okay. I just want to see what is your shadow self. It's a multiple of things. Okay, the things you do when you feel lonely is your shadow self. So make sure you're understanding who you are when you're not feeling alone, when you're feeling isolated and triggered along those lines. This could be abandonment wounds and stuff like that. These are things that you need to just make sure if someone is triggering you in this way that you just step back. Address the trigger, not the person. And then if you are in a space where you have to be around the person that triggered you, address the trigger. Because some people use that trigger against you. And some element, if you're doing elemental magic, if you're doing magic, that is something that is being triggered against you. So just remember that is like a strategy that's being used against you to make you throw you off track, to keep you in your shadow self, to stop you from sharing your truth again with the astral travel healing process. Okay. Whoop. So protect that part of yourself with truth about the situations, about honesty. Focus it back to truth. Yeah. Friendships. Love. You're going to find friends that are as honest as you. Once you move around, anyone who tries to trigger you purposefully, strategically, any of that. Cat, get down from there. That is not a toy. You got a toy. Here you go. Whoop. Sorry, y'all. It's probably loud. So, we'll put one more for this and then we'll go into elements and using them wisely. Okay. Use some of your astral travel stuff to get you money. Not in a manipulative way, but that visual astral travel where you are bringing a message of safety. But, like, people use astral travel for forward-thinking thoughts, okay? So you're like, okay, I am astraled into this space. I'm meeting these people. What am I saying to them? How am I reacting to them? What am I, you know, that kind of stuff. Um, if it'll help you with like communication. You probably do this a lot for like forethought and communication. It's just part of like astral stuff. Kitty, you're so cute. And your little beetle. Okay. You can call on all the elements and use them, every one. You probably one of the people that be like, I call on, you know, on some craft stuff. It's 35:35 on the clock, I think, when I said use every element. Okay. Lots of synchronicities in your life, and especially coming up. So, when using all the elements, you will receive accolades. You will be able to focus on healing the future and being a part of the future. That's the Six of Wands. That's the Three of Wands. That's the High Priestess. And you got the Devil and the Fool. First of all, you will be released from those who try to limit you. Always. And yeah, okay. So, but this is also people, you kind of like inspire people who try to like, who are either obsessed with you or obsessed with stopping you or limiting you. It's really weird, and it's just gonna keep coming up. And this is also like energies that are like insistent on doing the same. Not saying that you got a demon on your back, girl. It's not even that. It's like sometimes people feed certain energies, and if it's a consistent kind of person, that energy's like, damn, y'all steady trying to get this bitch and she's not doing nothing. Either you're gonna stop or I just keep eating off of your jealousy. I love jealousy. But okay, girl. You know, it's like that. Feeding off of people's passions. Please be aware of how people use sex to gain power from you, off of you, around you, clout. It's more like power manifestation. So utilize it for yourself. Utilize it for yourself. Recognize your power. I bet people say that to you a lot. There's some truth in that. Recognizing your power and being able to call these elements on. Keep doing it. Let's get into these additional messages. You got, I take time to connect with ancestors. I show the power of my generational healing through my actions. Okay. Those are two different things. So the ancestral thing is definitely part of your astral travel. Communicating with ancestors, getting knowledge from them, getting downloads from them, going to astral spaces where you can physically, well, not physically because it's astral, but going to astral spaces where you can be with deities, ancestors, can get to astral knowledge, get to ancient knowledge, history, future, past. Well, future is really scary for me, but it's probably not that scary. I'm always terrified of it. That's my journey though. And as far as like your actions, how are you maneuvering in the 3D? Please don't continue to just be all astral. Have them show up in the 3D. Yeah, utilize some of this healing. Oh. Well, wait a minute. Somebody makes you want to shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands back and shout, throw your hands and shout. Okay, I got you. I got you. This is what the physical is. You deal with a lot of people that will try to overpower you due to your ability to be so powerful. It almost reflects it reflects highly in certain spaces. Got you. So people want to feel powerful, so they think if I overpower this person, I am powerful. Obviously, that is not power, and that is the healing that needs to be done here. Yes, they can try to overpower you. Yes, they may feel like they're overpowering you, but they can never take your power from you, especially as someone who could really call the elements on their ass. So that's maybe some of the protection you need to tap into. So call on those elements to protect you from people who try to overpower you in spaces and think that you on some punk stuff, but you really a real one. You realist in the room. But with the King of Wands, I'm the realist in the room. Okay, here's the next that came up because that's why I said you're ancient as hell. You got the Kraken as your additional message. This is from my beast reading I did recently. If you want to check it out, you can. The Norse word for kraken is cracky, and that always makes me laugh. Um, so, no shade to people who do crack. That shit is horrible, but I was just like, no, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. Anyways, back to it. Okay, you are definitely someone who is very cerebral. Okay? But don't forget, that's very ethereal. That's all up in the ether, girl. You are very astral. Yes, you got it. Um, but make sure you're utilizing the other elements as well, because as someone who is ethereal, you have that pull, girl. You have that yoink. So you can get that done. So continue to claim space. Remember that your anger can be constructive or destructive. Ooh, so just keep that in mind. I guess you're like, it depends on where you want it to be. You want it to be constructive or destructive. Let's go. It's up to you. I like that. But I mean, just keep that in mind. You're your own person. So people come against you and they just don't survive. The people that do survive, they have horrible tales to tell others. They're just like, and then it was like I had to check myself into rehab because I was going crazy. Like, I don't know. Anyways, no shade, no shade, no shade to people going through that journey, but people have some stories to tell about how they survived you, like a shipwreck. Like, I mean, what did they do? What did they do? Anyways, and you're your own person. So you're a very curious person. Again, you're very cerebral. You really got to work on utilizing the other elements and claiming them things and all of the things that you do, because you are literally able to do this. So make sure you're utilizing that. Yeah, communicate with them often, especially when people are trying to overpower you or trigger you or make you feel less than. Call on them. They're ready for you. They've been waiting to hear from you if you haven't been. So, oh yes, they're waiting. They're waiting. Talk. Somebody tried to block your communication with this a long time ago because they realized who you were. Keep talking, keep communicating, talk to the elements, talk to the people, talk to yourself. Don't talk to yourself. Well, yes, talk to yourself. Talk to the elements, talk to your ancestors, and talk to people astrally, and talk to the elements. Connect with them because you have superpowers, great abilities amongst them. Okay, that was you, pile one. I'm going to head off to pile two, and I will see you in the next reading. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace. Okay. So, anyways, pile two, some things came up in your pre-shuffle. I'm going to read through it real quick. You got, you will step behind to help people. So you will allow other people to lead in order to help them, You let them lead. Sometimes people are not meant to lead. Sometimes they are. But they're always meant to lead their own life. Always. Okay, things to remember. You don't own the world. You are not the savior of all people. You don't have to save all the people. That's not your job. Um, so just avoid savior complexes and try to also avoid God complexes. It happens to all of us, especially when we realize how much we are so much a part of like the divine. We run into God complexes. It's just part of the journey of growth. Um, but it's just something to be aware of as you go through this, as you go through your magical journey, as you go through any sort of meditational journey, vibrational journey, candle magic, whatever. So here's your element. You've got water, and this is why. Because water really touches everything. Water is the savior, girl. Don't make fun of my writing, okay? I was doing it really early in the morning. Insomnia, spirits talking, deities aligning. It's just a lot of work, okay? When you're on an astral. Anyways, here we go. So the water is your element. And this is all kinds of water: river, lakes, streams, puddles, sewers, faucets, the shower, sprinklers, oceans, and this includes everything that touches water: earth, people, the sky, rain. Everything touches water. Everything needs it. That's why that savior complex, it really comes into play, because it's like you can't be everything to everyone just because you're so entwined with this element. Water is everything to everyone, not you. And it's not everything to everyone. Anyways, we're getting off track. You don't have to be everything to everyone, but you are in tune with the water element. So when you see it in these different elements, please understand it. Another thing, if you didn't see the collective reading, water has many forms. You know, you're a liquid, you're a solid, you're a gas, girl. So keep that in mind also when you're doing your magic. Like, how are you when you're cold? How are you when you're hot? Um, that's another thing, mixing with other elements. I don't know if I did that in the last pile. Oh, no, I did. Okay. Anyways, so you can speak through water, you can speak to water, you can pray for water. There's this thing, I call it world magic, where monks do it. It's like meditations for world peace, stuff like that. So, any sort of vigils or things like that that represent earth healing, beautiful to do, wonderful to do. Any sort of thing that represents environmental healing or high environmental justice, environmental magic, all of the above. Good, great forms of healing magic for you to do. These are y'all are probably like the green magic people, so you probably thought you were gonna get earth, but earth needs you. Earth needs you. You might be the kitchen witch kind of person. You might be the garden witch kind of person, garden magic kind of person. All those things are definitely part of the water element. Um, Growth, expansion. So a lot of the things that magic that you can be doing are under all of these lines. Um, Go imagination crazy, but don't go budget crazy, okay? The earth don't need all that extra stuff. It could be as you could be just planting seeds, throwing out seeds, getting seeds ready to germinate as the seasons change. For winter, like planning that. Cooking for people, you love. Um, Putting together a potluck with people you love, doing environmental justice, showing up to a march or something. You know, if you are someone that can afford retreats, doing retreats that are around that sort of healing and introducing that sort of healing to spaces. When you are around elements of water in their many forms, do a little prayer. Do a little prayer for water. Uh, those sort of things. Voting in ways that clean water, that work on clean water, stuff like that. You can work with other elements. Earth, again, like garden green magic. And if you want to work with air, have you ever seen a hurricane? Have you ever seen a typhoon? That's some protection magic that right there. Have you ever been in a storm? I'm just saying. Y'all make a very powerful team working together. Cat! I'm not gonna say it no more. Oh, you want me to throw it? I'm playing catch with my cat. So, some things came up for additional messages. I'm actually gonna read them now because it'll be helpful. So, I pay attention to my responsibilities and take actions towards taking care of them. I'm a responsible person. My community supports my growth in healthy ways. They want to see me succeed. I take time to celebrate successes. And I take responsibility for my healing journey. I take time to recognize when I am being triggered and why. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. You may be coming from another pile. Let's get into all of these things. We did a lot already. So, praying for magic really comes up. You know what? It was like almost like saying powering water, being empowered by water, empowering water. So, also any sort of animal that's attached to water is also like shit you can work with. You see these orcas out here. Blah, 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 with these people. So, you see the krakens. Oh my god. Giant squid. Don't ask me why I said that. Giant squid have been attacking fishermen boats forever. There's a story of a man in like the 70s or 80s and his family, and their boat got attacked by an orca, and they were shipwrecked for like almost a month. It's a episode of I Shouldn't Be Alive. If you want to check it out, you can find it on YouTube for the free. Yeah. So if you ever want to see that, that's crazy. So you can work with different elements and different animals of earth and water. Cat. So, as far as like praying with water, this is something that is out of the ordinary. It is not normal, but it is something that can contain healing properties. And not just like, oh, I'm going to pray over the water like Jesus and it's going to be like wine one day. No, if you're not someone who knows about this, please stop watching. 55 on the clock. Change your life. It's more like understanding your abilities. Understanding your abilities. Taking time to do things that are healing for water. Work with people who are pioneers of justice around healthy drinking water, healthy water. These people are in your community. You can succeed with them. They help you be more responsible. You have these really great ideas of how to heal things. And you haven't expressed them yet. And there are people in your community that want to hear about it. They will hear about it maybe after this. Taking responsibility for your healing journey is taking responsibility for who you team up with, who you work with. Make sure they're on what you want, especially if you're on your magic life. Yeah, you spent a lot of time alone. Yo, it's hard, this journey of magic. You've had to walk away from teams. And now you know how you can call on things to protect yourself. You can communicate with elemental spirits of water however you do, because everybody does it differently. Some people's are orishas, some people's are like deities, some people are just like the element itself. You know, it's different for everybody. However you communicate with that sort of element, keep doing it through all those options, and then more, whatever you already have. And this is going to help you find like-minded people. So you can ask from this element, whisper to the water. And you will find people more like aligned. You probably, like, for some of y'all love swimming and stuff. You'll find people who love swimming but are also really like witchy and like spiritual, and you guys can learn things about how to be more elemental, like cerebral, when communicating with like water animals while you're swimming, and how a lot of that communication has to do with your heart space and the pulsation of your heartbeat, because water carries vibration, and so does your blood and your the entirety of your body carries vibration. I'm like, there's no like one part, but it starts mainly in the heart space, because that's what pumps, what keeps everything going. That's the energy source. There's more energy sources, but let's keep it simple. And that is how you will understand things. So make sure you're understanding how there's water in your body. Ooh, somebody's so nosy that is watching this one. That is like, I don't know if they're a hater, a douchebag, I don't know what. But anyways, oh, yep. Anyways, water people. Water people. You will find that team. You will find that team. You'll find your team. It is lonely right now. But again, do that water whispering magic. Get to it. It is actually really going to be helpful. It's going to help you find a team, and then you can have faith that they'll grow into more than just like social buddies. Some of y'all really for real out here swimming in a deep ocean, and woo, I'm intimidated. So we did the kitchen magic, garden magic. Some of you really be out here throwing it down in the kitchen. You could be a Cancer. Yeah. There's that again. You're going to find a lot of social groups that are down with what you're down with, especially when it's cooking. You might be my potluck people. I love a potluck person. Okay, I used to be that person, and then I became wounded, and I stopped. But I will do it. I will do it. So with that said, triggers. What's the trigger, boo? It could be abandonment. Yeah, you're worried about making new friendships, but you have so many opportunities for new friendships. Sometimes I feel like you're like, am I too intimidating? That's just people who are not really actually friends. They're illusions of friends. A real friend is not intimidated by you. They're inspired by you. And this is what you need to align with, is people who are more inspired by you than intimidated. And you'll find that as you invest more in your magic, your whispers, your talents, what you want to do, what you like to do. And it'll grow over time. You might need to physically move. Yeah. There's people from your past being haters. So they see you making new strides. And that's basically what the trigger is here, is people from your past trying to trigger you because they see the truth of your passions. They see that it's going to take you further than they thought it was. Ooh, tower going down for that. We can go into it. It's just heartbroken people. It's just heartbroken people. Yeah, let's see that you're taking, I don't know, it's just really dumb. Just keep following your path, and don't worry about those side dogs barking. Okay, that was it for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next reading, and you know what it is with the description box already. So I will see you in the next reading. Go ahead and like this video, share with your homies. Peace. Hey, pile 3. I'm going to get into your reading. So, the names Jude and the names Charles came up. Here's the main thing for y'all. Tell people when you're not into something. Tell them no. You can say no. It's okay to say no. Because if you don't, you end up dealing with a lot of stuff that really stinks. And sometimes stuff that physically stinks. And that's mostly what came up. That must be a recent thing you're dealing with. So you got fire. A righteous rage. Righteous ancestral rage. You bring safety, warmth with the hearth. That's probably why you can't say no. You're used to bringing people safety and protection. You see where there's a need for new things, to start new. So a lot of your communication with this element is going to be through fire. Campfires, candles, freaking gas fire on the stove. I bet sometimes you watch fires on TV and you see the firefighters doing stuff, and for some reason you're like, they're doing that wrong. You know, the fire needs you to be here. You know, it's weird, right? So, you have a righteous rage, an ancestral rage that you can very much tap into to protect people. So if you need to protect the ones you love, You can do it. Please do this to protect yourself if you need to. You probably have before. You have this hearth healing. Let's read our additional messages. Love saves us only when we want to be saved. That's a Bell Hooks quote. You can't save everybody, especially if they don't want it. You can't save people in general. You can just show them things and then they do whatever they want to do. Free will. Whew. I make time to work on my ambitions. I make time to work on myself. I invest in my ambitions. Do something for yourself. You're out here helping the world, helping others, busting people in their chest for fucking with your buddy. My friend. Aw, you guys like this? Over here so you can see it. Okay, I say what I mean. I communicate honestly. My words can change the world, and I use them in healthy ways. So you can change the world in healthy ways, yes. But you don't need, you can just know when to say no, okay? You ain't got to save everybody. Know when to say no. Let's talk about this ancestral rage. What happened? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Know what to invest in. You don't. Anyways. That was for somebody. So you got the righteous ancestral rage. Four of Pentacles. The Hangman. And 10 of Pentacles. This helps you to save and protect your finances, protect yourself. Oh, there was some loneliness here. And some legal stuff happened. What was this legal thing? Oh, something that helped you with your finances. And now you're kind of at a standstill. Finding peace and harmony, protection. Okay. So this is saying, yes, tranquility, peace, harmony, perfect, beautiful, fine. But now it's time to turn up. Maybe not turn up is not the best word, but do things that are more adventurous. Do things that are more fun and exciting. The downtime is over. The downtime is over. It's time to get excited about things again and invest in yourself, invest in your own ambitions, invest in what you want to do. You intuitively know that you need to and you can. You may even have a business idea that you need to be investing in. This is part of your ancestral conquest. Reclaiming. So this is time to do so. This is, some of your ancestral rage is healing your relationship with money. Because in the past, maybe you saw how it made people act. You saw some truths about how people acted around money and you were like, ooh. And that's a very much ancestral thing that is holding you back. It's more than just, oh, present day money struggles. It's like, it's giving colonial, you know, like back in the day, money struggles, how money destroyed like the world, you know what I mean? So, and it's not even under that statement, but that it's very much giving how you're feeling. It's like money destroys everything and everyone. It makes everybody a douchebag. And it's like, it really doesn't, though. It really doesn't. Especially if you use it wisely. It seems like you're only using it as a, no shade to you, but as like clout and popularity, and that's what's holding you back. You should be, you're gotta tame your ego in this. This is very ego led. You're utilizing it for more popularity, honestly. And when that favor is gone, so are those people. When that favor is gone, so are those people. So I would suggest not using that for popularity. That's what's coming up. That's why you need to invest in yourself and understand your ability to help others. I don't care if it's people from your past. I don't care if it's your homies. I don't care. I don't care if it's your best friend from when you were 6 years old. And your past actions, these are your past actions too. So, Ten of Cups, that's what you need to be doing with this ancestral righteous rage. And it said you need to you got the Ten of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. It's like move on from materialistic friendships that are based off of how y'all flexing, what y'all doing. That shit needs to end, because that's what where the problem lies and what's triggering. And what's making you think all these things is because you're surrounding yourself with people that do all these things. Oh, you got another card. People gravitate towards my authenticity. They grow from it and learn from it. I use my authenticity to create endless possibilities. Are you being authentic, or are you just flexing? Let's talk about safety and hearth and warmth. So you got the Emperor, the Chariot, and the Six of Pentacles. And that's what you need to be doing. Not super flexing, not cold clocking it with your homies, chilling in the peace circle, hitting the peace pipe, doing your mushrooms. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but like, if you just, especially if you just got some sort of inheritance, you need to be determined about being responsible, creating a very strategic strategy of growth of how to give to others, but also be able to receive, so that you can still be able to give to others and be charitable. You can still be nurturing to the homies, okay? But understand that's not a reciprocal thing. Are they reciprocating? Are they going to help you with this journey of charity and helping others? Are they as determined as you are? Do they, like, how much of a boundary do you need to set with them around not even just these expenses, what you're trying to build, your longevity, your goals, your aspirations, what nurtures your growth, how you take care of your responsibilities. These people are kind of a burden if you super ultra flexing. Yeah, there's some sort of family wound. This money wound is ancestral as hell around you. Okay? and it needs to be healed so that you can be more of a protector and a safety, someone safe that people can be around, and not someone that's like always looking for the next money prospect. Yes, you could look for the next money prospect, but it should be fueling your philanthropy to help others. Take that when you're sitting and chilling and relaxing. If you're by a campfire, this is what you need to be listening to. If you are someone who does magic, which you should be if you're watching this. Yeah, it's time to make friends with people who are more, I hate to say this, but like more along the lines of philanthropy, business minded, finding ways of creating financial safety for themselves so that they can do it for others. They're not just doing it for they're not just doing it to look good, be ego and tripping. They're doing it to entice their ideas, to spark their ideas, they're investing in their ideas so that they can help others. They're seeing where things can start anew and they can invest in that. So, some of y'all be doing the African colors, the black, red, and green candles, but that might help. Speak around these things, speak to these things, speak to your ancestors about these things. Do some astral communication about this. Yeah, because people will try to overpower them over this stuff. And like, your relationship to money has a lot to do with your ancestry. And it has a lot to do with your ability to tap into ancestral rage and the fire element. So, that's intense. And I was not seeing that go over that way. But it did. It did. Okay, so what else is there? You can work with other elements like the air when you're forging things for protection. So do some protection work around your finances, but do some protection work around your actions around them. Do some fire magic around actions of wait, let's see. Yeah, around actions that create opportunities for you with the Knight of Swords and the Star card. That's definitely more actions that create opportunities, but being fearless in taking on those actions. Being more patient when you're feeling lonely and doing more things that are harmonious for your growth and healing with your friends than super ultra cold cock flexing. Like, yes, you can do things, have fun and relax with your buddies. But do things that you're more passionate about. Be aware of how sex is involved in a lot of your passionate pursuits, especially when it comes to saving people. Yeah, a lot of y'all be really on that, like, I don't want to say save a hoe, because these people maybe not hoes, I don't know. But that's the saying. But you get what it's saying, like on some savior stuff, like what came up earlier. Oh, it didn't, it came, yeah, like doing a lot to help people in what you call it of yourself, in sacrifice of yourself. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. This is very literally on that sort of thing. And that'll create a lot more progress for you. You have like a thing going on. This is like a situation. Let's get additional messages and then we out. Yeah, success. Success. You'll have success. You are successful already. And in order to keep it, you know, pay attention to what you're doing with it. You're doing great. But use it wisely. That discernment to protect your blessings is real. Okay? Thanks for watching, y'all. I will see you in the next one. You already know what it is in the description box. You'll find everything you need about me. And you can also like this video and subscribe to it. Oh, my channel. Later, y'all. Hey, Pile 4. Do you know what came up in your thingy? Your read? Your pre-shuffle? Was the Busta Rhymes song? And I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have it. I can't write fast. I'm not that person. Get it. I'm gonna have it. I love that song, but I don't remember what it's called right now. I think it's part of Touch It. I think it's part of that song that he does that in. So that might be a song that you're really into. You might like Busta Rhymes. You might be someone who can speed rap. Not me, girl. I'm like, okay. So when I was doing the pre-shuffle, there was a very distinct, sometimes when I do these, like, family members come through, and when people talk about it, I'm like, this is stupid. And I don't say it's stupid. I'm like, that's not my person. But this is for somebody. So somebody's person, they're tall. They have a nose with a smaller bridge at the bottom, and then the nostrils kind of widen, or a smaller ridge at the top, and the nostrils kind of widen at the bottom. Big bushy eyebrows, big curls in their hair, but short hair. This is a masculine person, very tall, big hands, big ears, big feet, very tall, big knees. And this person, Jessica maybe is the name, Jessica Sarah Avagardi. Anyways, it's don't change for anyone, including yourself. Grow and move forward at your own pace. And the song I Can Change by LCD Sound System blaring, people dancing to it. It's like this kind of dance. With their arms, and he says your love caused fighting, and not in a bad way, and like you guys like duked it out, y'all battled it out, but it's because you loved each other. So I don't think it was actual physical duking though. So that was like pertinent for someone, whoever that is. You don't have to make yourself known. Just, you know, whatever that was for whoever that was. You got the earth element, friend. So, home, animals that nest or burrow, animals that are led by scent like dogs, plants, anything that's dirty or dirt, roots of trees. There's this thing called reading roots. I don't know if people understand what that is, but that's very old. It's quite ancient. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but that is something that you can do. So you can see the roots of something and not just like tell about like life of the plant, but like it be telling you like indigenous knowledge, like for real. It's like reading a book. So you can really spend time around exposed roots of trees, sitting or laying or resting in any way on the ground. If you're someone who lays on the ground, that's a good way to get some of those downloads, ancestral knowledge. When the wind is blowing through the trees, there is a lot of messages through that, understanding. So anyone who communicates with earth elements, these are ways to do so. You can work with water and air very well, especially when it comes to communication. Very much communication. So, additional messages. You got, my magic changes the world for the better. I work through love, not ego. And you got Oregon grapeseed as a plant. Of course, the earth person got the plants out of these. So this helps with any sort of like skin infections. It helps with skin infections, treats eczema and herpes, and it can also help with gastric stuff. It's very much like solar plexus, I think, is gastral. Sacral, I think is what it is. Sacral chakra. Anyways, don't quote me on that. But it helps treat upset stomach and stuff like that. So if you ever want to research anything that helps with skin issues or helps with stomach issues, you can research that or things that help with those conditions. Okay. Let's get into it. Your earth magic, how you can be using it right now. Yes, by doing things around the home. This is giving like kitchen magic, green garden magic, healing around earth healing, earth justice healing, earth magic healing, safety for those who experience earthquakes or any sort of like earth trauma healing, that magic around things like that. So what came up is the Six of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Lovers, and the Nine of Wands. A lot of your magic is going to be healing people who are wounded, and you're helping people feel loved, safe, secure. You're helping, people are honoring you because of your emotional intelligence, your ability to understand the world outside of yourself. See, look at these opposite ass bitches. You're like, I do self-reflection, but I'm hella confident in myself and my abilities. You know how to talk to people. Communication is very much part of who you are. Everybody is on earth and talks to earth and is a part of it. So your communication way just much like water. Yeah, very much communicator. You use your ability to communicate as a strategy for making new friends. It's good. It's luscious. People love it. It also helps you to be able to heal people that are like in wounded spaces. What is this woundedness? Yeah. If you're ever dealing with woundedness within yourself right now, that cycle is ending because of your ability to communicate your feelings and your needs and being really direct about it. That cycle is ending. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going. We did a lot already. Like, there's that Three of Cups again. Nine of Swords. Be careful who you associate with. Some people are nervous that you will leave them because other people like you, and there's like a lot of possessive territorial stuff happening around you as a person right now. So make sure that you're just paying attention to your responsibilities. Make sure you're paying attention to your needs, because this is what's more important than this battle over who's gonna pay attention to me. These people are just wounded, and once they see you focusing on what you need, paying attention to what you need to pay attention to, and setting boundaries with this drama, is you're good and whatever. So make sure you're paying attention to your prospects, your growth. If you're someone that writes, this is maybe a time to do so, especially when it comes to communicating about, what are you communicating about? Protecting yourself, your energy, your needs, but not doing so much so that you block yourself off from the world. Yes, set those boundaries for getting whatever you need done, but don't block yourself off from the world. Also write about introspection, what you learned about yourself. You can also talk to people about doing like self-reflection as well, in ways that are healing and not damaging or destructive. Got the King of Wands. You can tame these animals. You must be an animal person. You may have a counterpart, and you may be someone who has a counterpart, and like you guys have like a big old mastiff, or like lots of pets that are all that, you know, normally would be considered rowdy or untamed animals, quote unquote. And you're just like, no, this is just homie G Funk, my little boogie, you know. And the people are like, what? And then it's just like lovely. So you have ability to do this across the board. Even if one is like really aggressive. Okay, with that said, don't be out here going and trying to hug a bear just because I said this, okay? Like, be wise with your body and your knowledge. You might work with animals. Okay. Oh. Okay, so yeah, you probably dealt with really tough animals before, and you're like, hold on now. And you're just able to soothe them. You might work with animals. So people love you, and they love when you invest in things that excuse me. Your social groups adore you. You are a fun person. It seems like you have a social group, but you maybe just have one or two people that you really for real rock with. And that's good to invest in. Some people are like defensive about it, but they get the chop real quick, or they were probably backstabbers doing on some sneaky stuff to begin with. So there you have it. Resting and laying. Take some time for resting in nature. Obviously do this in safe ways. Be safe with your things and yourself and your body. But take time to just like rest and enjoy nature, the sounds of it, the birds, the bees, the wind, the trees, the ground, the feeling of it, all the things. And this is going to create a lot of opportunities for you. You're going to get a lot of like downloads, and it's going to be something that inspires yourself and others to do things. It's going to create a lot of opportunities for you. This is your elemental magic. You can use it for more than just yourself. You can use it for earth healing. Oh no, you got to use it for yourself right now. You don't have shit, and you need Sorry, not to say it like that, friend. Not to say it like that. But you need to use it for your own hearth, okay? You need to take time to this will create more opportunities for you. You have no time to be doing magic for anybody else but you and your growth. You can't do it for nobody else. Sorry. It ain't for you right now. And that's fine. It's perfect because if we can help ourselves, we're helping the world. Yeah. So take time to do some earth magic with. I'm sorry, but right now is not the time for you to be working on any sort of magic outside of helping yourself. So let's get into that real quick and then we'll like blah 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 blah. Oh, there's a lot of ego taming that needs to happen. Lots of taking time to rest and lay down and listen to the earth and air elements. And just listen to your surroundings if you're someone that can. Taking time to rest in nature, if you can do that safely. Money magic. You gotta walk away from some people that are in your life. People who get money for accolades and not for safety. So pay attention to that. People who maybe like boost your ego, that just inflate your ego and don't necessarily tell you the truth or tell you when you're fucking up. People who don't give you honest accolades, honest compliments. You want people who want more materialistic gain than safety. Move away from them motherfuckers and you'll get a lot of your wish fulfillment. And you need to rest your body. Rest your body. Every time rest comes up, you get the star card. Thanks for watching Pile 4. That was intense. I really hope this was helpful for you. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. Hey, Pile 5. Y'all were interesting because you guys were like the hardest to read. And then when I finally cracked it open, it was a damn book. And I couldn't even write everything down. So you might be giving the world the silent treatment right now. Not just people. But a lot came on. You're being very cold, very silent. If you would end up with an earth sign person, it could be very costly. Or a Sagittarius. I don't know why that came up, but it was like, maybe right now. I don't know. But that came up. And here's something that came up. This might be how you talk to yourself. You need to be talking to everybody, not like an asshole. And not like everybody, like just go change talking to everybody. But like enough people to change minds, but like no pressure, right? You're changing the minds of people in the world. So you need to talk to people on a platform that gives you an opportunity to talk to a lot of people. You're a very funny person. You're like really good to talk to. And you're kind of like a world thinker. Some of the things that came up as like not necessarily warnings, but things to keep in mind is the process of learning and unlearning. Learning is constantly always happening. Unlearning is constantly always happening. And these things are just something to understand. You also have listening is part of communication. So being a good listener is part, or yeah, being someone who can pay attention to what someone is saying and be empathetic to it is what is part of communication. And with that, the air element comes up, which is entirely communication. Um, when I saw that, I don't look at these pre-shuffles. And when I saw that, I was like, this has to be air. Y'all need to be talking to people. You are the communicators. Hermes, Mercury, hello? Come on. So, community and communication came up. Truth and justice came up. A lot of communication, ancestral communication, and understanding what happened to you through wind and birds and things blowing in the wind, and animals and things that are of the elements. So leaves, debris, wind, and the little cyclone, little thingies you see in the wind sometimes. All that communication. Elements that you can work best with are fire and water, and that's when you really trying to give that justice 1-2 paya paya punch kaya paya. Okay, so some things came up with you. Additional messages. You got the yellow dog root. Oh my god, this stuff tastes horrible. So if you are taking it, take that motherfucker as a tablet. But it's very helpful for like fighting infections, any sort of skin infection. It's good for throat stuff, anything that helps treat like intestinal, fungal, or bacterial infections. And it's very good for respiratory tract stuff. So clearing out that communication station, okay? So you got, I will not have my life narrowed down. I will not bow down to somebody else's whim or someone else's ignorance. This is Bell Hooks' quote. So there's that justice right there, friend. Justice! I don't know if you saw I did this video once. Anyways. Justice! Okay. So, again, it's giving social justice warriors, I guess they call it. But, again, like speaking truth, bringing light to injustices, things of that nature, and doing it unshaked. Like, you can do it shaken, but just doing it, not bowing down to any sort of oppressive force because it is trying to limit you or carry on an oppression or injustice. There's also the aspect of self-advocacy. Yeah. There we go. So, love tip. Honesty. Like, are you being honest? Why? Who are you lying to, yourself or others? Why are you lying? And then I gotta pull for shadow work around love and lying. You got a lot of stuff. I respect the people that I work with and they respect me. I make a large amount of money with the people that I love. Another love tip, passion. Are you being led by your passion? What passion exactly are you being led by? And are you being reckless with your passionate pursuits? Okay, you got a lot. Pull a lot here. So, the social justice warrior thing, cool. We're gonna pull for honesty. So, being honest in your communication, correct. Being honest about your impact. Ten of Pentacles. Not using, and the Magician, not using it to manipulate and get money, or you're using it to help and create friendships and communicate your honesty. There may be someone around you that's lying or manipulating a situation because of money. They could be doing this through magic. Yeah, because they see you getting wish fulfillment and your communication skills, your ability to communicate. So, with that said, you can use the air element for protection, as calling on that for protection of your finances and your home and your hearse. Make sure you're doing that, and that'll really help you out. You're going to be getting a lot of messages through the wind, where all the colors of the wind grow. So pay attention when it's a windy day, because there is truth among the wind. There is some communication for you. It'll tell you your next actions or the actions of others. There's a lot of truth in it. There you go. And that'll help you with that. Boom. Okay. Your passions. Oh, we didn't pull for the shadow work for honesty. Shadow work for, oh, it jumped out at us. Nurturing yourself instead of others. Nurturing your own needs. Taking care of yourself, it gives you the ability to take care of others. Ooh, it's gonna be hard. There's a lot of people relying on you. Okay, what's this tower? Oh, you're nervous, like people are gonna turn their back on you if you turn your back on them. You're not turning your back on them. You're not turning your back on them. You just need to create boundaries. Yeah. Okay, so your passionate pursuits. Again, you're getting wish fulfillment, but you need to implement this element into your manifestation magic. If that is something that you do. This element of yourself, being able to communicate with the community, being able to tell honesty and be truthful, it is a way for you to also make money, create safety for yourself. Don't rush into things without thinking. The air element has a tendency to speak without thinking. It happens all the time. It's just like that quickness of it. So make sure you're paying attention to the integrity of your work. We talked about honesty earlier. You're utilizing this as a way of like protecting what you're creating in healthy ways, and your way of protecting yourself is also teaching others. Pay attention to what you're building, not who's competing over what you're building. So are you led by competition, or are you led by safety and security? Both are healthy, but it's your actions and your words that mean a lot more after those. I don't know about healthy competition, but if you utilize it like, oh, that made me a little jealous, I gotta do that for myself. Shit, I want one of those, something along those lines as like healthy competition. Or wow, they doubted me. Bet money, stuff like that. Yeah, that's gonna really shake some foundations around people who try to overpower what you're creating. A lot of people see that you speak truth, You understand truths that maybe others don't. Um, and that you communicate well with the community. And liars aren't a fan of the truth. So you may be shaking up a lot of foundations of people who benefit from lying. Yeah, bringing a lot of revelations. Make sure you're using your healthiest judgment when you're going through these processes. It's really gonna help you. And look, you got support from people. The community wants to hear from you. So go ahead and, oh, what that Queen of Wands. Get out there, show them what you got. Invest in your ideas. Start taking time to do that and do that elemental magic for yourself. This is a lot of stuff coming up for yourself. But what you're doing for yourself, you're doing for your community. So again, you're talking to people about truth, honesty, growth. You're helping those who feel wounded and attacked. If you're a popular person, you can really protect those of you in the community that are outcasted. Just something to remember. And yeah, spread a lot of truth, a lot of honesty. Yeah, take lead, take power. You'll be getting what you want. You're taming these beasts around you. And you're taming the ego of a lot of people who kind of like pride themselves on being the best or the top or number one or all the dumb shit. So good. Good on you. Any additional messages? Yeah, people want to work with you. Get out of the cave. Introspection is great and all, but yeah, it's time to take that action. People want to hear from you. They're excited to hear from you. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.